Hi, I'm Mike Clark, the CEO of Solar Alliance Energy, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time to join this webinar. I'm going to review our 2020 third quarter financial results and also provide a corporate update and an overview of our company, our goals, and our plans moving forward for the remainder of 2020 and into 2021. Now, for a detailed breakdown of our financial statements and our management discussion and analysis, I would direct you to our company profile on sedar.com or, of course, our website, solaralliance.com. Also, I'll be running through a presentation that you can download if you'd like, and I just like to start by directing everyone to the disclaimer at the beginning of that presentation. And here it is right here. You can take a look at it at your leisure if you want to download it. So, Solar Alliance, who are we? Well, we're an energy solutions provider. We're focused on solar installations and innovative solar technology development. Our goal is to transform the solar industry. We want to do that through innovation, rapid scalability, and most importantly, through consistent profitability. We have experienced strong year-over-year growth, and we expect several near-term catalysts to drive even stronger growth moving forward. That's through a stable, profitable pipeline of residential and commercial solar projects and exposure to an innovative technology solution, the patent-pending PowerShed. Now, we'll go through all of this a little bit later in the presentation, but just wanted to give people an overview of exactly what it is that we do. In terms of investment highlights, there is a rapidly changing political environment right now in the U.S., as most of you are aware, and we are pretty clearly at an inflection point in our history and in the industry's history. The growth potential is extraordinary. Right now is absolutely the time to invest in solar generally and Solar Alliance specifically. We are a microcap company, but we do have larger goals, and we also have a plan to get there. We're currently a regional solar company with exposure to several states in the US Southeast, and our goal, though, is to become a leading national provider of solar solutions. We'll do that through organic growth, new product launches, as well as potentially accretive M&A activity as well. Now, as a company, we do love innovation, and you'll see some of that in the presentation, and we look for it in everything we do as a company. But we're also aware that as a microcap company, we need to support that innovation with a strong, profitable project pipeline that generates revenue. So to use a baseball analogy, we're not just looking for a home run. We'll take the singles, the doubles, the triples. Those keep the revenue flowing and allow us to generate value for shareholders. Of course, we think, and we have in the past, hit a few home runs as well, and we want to continue to do that. But we will be prudent. The industry is littered with solar companies that have gone out of business trying to grow too far and too fast without a plan. So there are several near-term drivers that we feel will propel us forward. The US election clearly and broader solar acceptance across the United States is a key driver. Rapidly increasing sales for Solar Alliance and a growing pipeline of projects for us obviously is a driver, as well as additional projects being added to that pipeline, and technology exposure with the patent pending solar charging station for robotic mowers. We'll get into that as well. So there are a lot of positives right now with Solar Alliance and the broader solar industry in general. Longer term, our goal is ownership of assets that generate consistent recurring revenue combined with our current growth model and the technology exposure, and we'll talk a bit about that as well. But for now, let's jump into the financial statements and the highlights as well. So these are the third quarter highlights from our financial statements and management discussion and analysis. Both are available and have been filed at sedar.com as well as on our website, solaralliance.com. So the revenue for the 3 months ended September 30th of this year was just over $530,000 compared to $388,000 in the same period in 2019. A nice increase there. More importantly, though, the revenue for the 9 months ended September 30th was $2.5 million compared to $1.3 million in the same period in 2019. That is an increase of 95%. Very strong first 3 quarters of this year, absolutely. Gross profit as well, $764,000 for the 9 months ended September 30th, compared to just under $200,000 in the comparative period in 2019. So a good increase there of 286%. Now, as well, operating and selling expenditures, $1.5 million in the 9 months ended September 30th, compared to 2 roughly in the comparative period a year ago. That's a decrease of 31%. Very important as we grow that we don't get bloated. We want to make sure that we maintain those overhead costs and make sure that we are growing profitably as we expand our project pipeline. We don't want to just hire people for the sake of hiring people, and so we're not doing that. And I think that's evidenced through our financial statements to date. Here's what it looks like graphically. You can see Q1 to Q1, 2019 to 2020, nice growth. Same in Q2, same in Q3. If you look the year-over-year growth on the far right-hand side, we're at 2.5 million now compared to 2.2 for the full year of 2019. So we've already surpassed that. Q4 2020 looks strong as well. We're out there building as we speak, and so we expect a strong Q4 as well. We'll see where we end up, but clearly we have exceeded last year's numbers already, and we expect to significantly exceed them once we get to year end. So a bit of an operations update for you in terms of some of the larger projects that we're working on right now, and you might have seen these press releases. A couple of these are subsequent to the Q3 ending. Signed a great project or contract for a project, 500 kilowatt, half megawatt project in Kentucky. It also includes an option for the customer to select us to build an additional 500 kW system at the same location. So pricing has already been agreed upon if they decide to move ahead with that. We expect to hear something relatively soon on that, and we think we put in a good offer for that. So we'll see how that plays out. That's an early 2021 build, so we'll be out and building that in Q1 of 2021. We're also working a large project in Southern Illinois that we've been working with the customer for a couple of years now as they finalize their plans for what they wanted to do with the site, and it is now a data center. And so we've signed a design contract for a 4.6 megawatt solar project. Capital cost about 4.8 million. Those are US dollars. And the project is expected to generate margins in the range of our other large projects. It's important to note project final size and final capital costs will all be determined as part of this design process. So we'll keep investors in the market updated as we move through the design process and sign that final contract, hopefully in the new year. As we look at some of these larger projects, we are shifting some resources into these larger projects, what we call the project development side of the business. It's focused on larger microgrid and utility requests for proposals for multi-megawatt solar projects. So we do now have a stable flow of revenue being generated through residential and small commercial. So what we're doing is we are leveraging that to now target these larger projects that can bring in significantly more capital, more revenue through one single project. So it's good that we have the flexibility to be able to do that right now. And what it will mean is that you'll see some larger projects potentially being signed by the company in the coming months and years. So just wanted to come back and touch on something that we get questions about a lot. That's really sort of the financial statements and the corporate update. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the business and what it is we do, how we make money, because we do get questions about that a lot, as well as touching on some other issues that are out there right now, including, of course, COVID and the impact on our business and the industry. One of the impacts of COVID is that people are spending a lot more time at home. I spend a lot of time at home as well, obviously, and people are looking to make improvements to their homes. And you combine that with a stronger focus on climate change generally, and solar is incredibly attractive right now to residential buyers. And so we're seeing quite a jump in our revenue on the residential side of the business year over year, absolutely. On the commercial side of the business, there was definitely a slowdown in the early stages of COVID. And this was primarily as companies understandably were conserving capital and they were putting infrastructure spending on hold. But that is definitely coming back now as companies are looking for any avenue possible to reduce costs. And solar can reduce those monthly operating costs. So it's definitely something that has picked back up, and as you see through our revenue year over year, we're definitely pushing things forward, and so it's going to be a very strong year for us. Absolutely, of course, COVID, careful operations, safety is paramount for our team. We are managing it all well during the pandemic. So safety first, but things are going well during the pandemic for me. So for the company rather, they're not going that great for me because obviously I'm stuck at home a lot of the time, like a lot of you are as well. But things are going well. So jumping back into the presentation here in terms of what our business strategy is and how we do what we do, we're definitely split up into commercial solar versus residential solar. Those are the primary revenue streams for us. PowerShed as well. We are spending some time on that, but we are not spending a lot of dollars on it right now because we want to focus on the things that make us the most money. Obviously, that is what investors want. That's what we want. We want to build a strong company based on solid fundamentals. Fundamentals are coming, from an industry perspective. They are coming from all over. I mean, the solar forecast is strong and positive for installed solar, both on residential, commercial, and utility for the foreseeable future. Solar has definitely hit that tipping point where it is much more mainstream, and utilities, homeowners, and businesses are now looking at solar significantly more than they were previously. And that's primarily because it's cheaper. Prices have come down significantly over the last few years, and in most places now, there is grid parity, meaning that installed solar is cheaper than pretty much anything else on the market. And so that just makes sense for homeowners, businesses to go solar. They can save on their monthly operating costs, so why not do it? One of the things that we're very proud of is William Shatner is our spokesperson. He has done some social media for us. He's a big supporter of the company. As a Canadian company, William Shatner, of course, is a Canadian. Great supporter. We did install a solar system on his LA home. Great guy and wants to help in any way he can. And so you'll see some social media marketing out there. We hope to expand that with him in the future as well. But a great spokesperson to have, and he speaks to the benefits of solar like no one else can. And so very happy to have him on as a partner and as a spokesperson for us. One of the pieces of our business that we're focused on as well is our electric vehicle chargers. If you look at the demographics of people and companies who buy solar, oftentimes there is a good overlap with electric vehicle owners as well. And so we are a Tesla approved vendor. We are an EV charger installer for BMW, Jaguar, Land Rover, and General Motors. We install charging stations for homeowners. They're integrated into our residential and commercial solar system products. So it's really about providing the customer with everything they need to become essentially a clean, renewable energy based home that saves them money. Everyone, I believe, in the not too distant future, especially new homes, will have electric vehicle chargers installed in them. And I also believe that solar energy will become much more ubiquitous than it is right now in terms of market penetration, and we are in a great place to take advantage of that. Where are we right now? Most of our business is in Tennessee and in Kentucky. With the project in Illinois, we have a large project in South Carolina as well, and we've done some projects in other places, including a large project in California. As we grow, we want to grow in our region in the Southeast US. We know the region, we know the utility players, but ultimately we want to grow. We want to grow potentially into the US Northeast. Again, our growth is dictated by the attractiveness of the locale we're looking at. The Northeast, very high power costs. Solar makes a lot of sense. There are some incentives there as well. So there is a lot of opportunity for growth for us right now, but we will be doing it prudently and with the support of partners as well. What do solar systems look like? These are our typical solar systems: 100 kilowatt solar system in Tennessee, a smaller one at a theater in Kentucky. We sell pretty much to everyone: larger customers, smaller customers, and homeowners. We sell, we design, we engineer, and we install. A few of the larger projects that we've got: utility contract in Kentucky, as we described. We installed a great project for Maker's Mark Distillery in Kentucky with the local utility there as well. And no, unfortunately, we did not get either Maker's Mark bourbon, but we did install a great solar system for them to reduce their operating costs. We're also just wrapping for a Fortune 500 company in South Carolina, a 2.5 megawatt project, our biggest project. So we'll have some news out about that once that gets wrapped up. And the project for Ani in Los Angeles, that is about a 0.5 megawatt project in Manhattan Beach. Ani, of course, is a large developer based in Vancouver that is also a significant land and commercial building owner in Los Angeles. So a good partner for us again. We're also working on a data center project in Southern Illinois, as I mentioned. We focus on this one. Obviously, it's a large project, and that's great. But there is a great opportunity for the company, meaning Solar Alliance, in the data center space. These are power-hungry operations, and a lot of them want to move to more sustainable electricity generation or use. And so on-site solar battery backup makes a lot of sense. And so we hope that this opens a door for us into that industry, and we can move forward and bring in several more projects like this, in the future. So a good first step for us into a very large and power-hungry industry. On the residential side of the business, of course, we have a branded product called Sunbox, and it's essentially a standard size solar system. There are some options around EV chargers and battery backup, but essentially we provide the customer with a very simple choice, a very simple system that removes a lot of the complicated decision-making around system size and components, and brand it specifically for homeowners. And homeowners so far, they definitely love it. We've had a lot of success with it. It's very simple for the homeowner, but it's also simple for us on the design side, because we don't have to go and design new systems for every single homeowner, and that brings down the costs for the homeowner and makes it more attractive for us as well. I'm going to touch briefly on the PowerShed, which is our foray into the technology side of the business. It's a patent-pending solar-powered charging station for robotic lawnmowers. It's a new product, basically allows you to cut the cord and place a robotic mower anywhere you want, and we're partnered with the University of Tennessee on this. One is currently operating on their site. It's a great little technology. University of Tennessee came to us and asked us to work with them on developing this, and we're happy to do it. And there is quite an opportunity out there. There are a lot of robotic mowers, and the market is growing rapidly. And the ability to provide a clean, renewable power source that can be placed anywhere on a site for either a government campus, a corporate campus, driving ranges, anywhere where there are large lawns, this would make a lot of sense. Ultimately, we'd like to license this potentially to someone or partner with someone on the manufacturing side. And we are currently working both with Husqvarna and Echo, both major robotic mower manufacturers at test sites in Tennessee, to move forward on the commercialization of this. We also are focused on operations and maintenance. So for a lot of our customers where we sell them a product, we go back and we maintain them year over year, and it provides a decent revenue stream for us as well. But obviously we stand behind everything we do. And so it's very important for us to have these types of contracts in place as well. Some great partners that we work with, Tesla, of course, on the charging station or the EV chargers. Generac is a large generator supplier, one of the biggest, a great partner for us. Boyd Cat is a regional Caterpillar dealer. We work with them very closely on several different projects and hope to expand that relationship with them as well, but a great relationship. A lot of what we do is based on partnerships, and building out those partnerships over the years is what makes our customers know that they can trust us, and allows us to build projects that are cost effective and we stand behind, and our manufacturers and suppliers stand behind as well. Moving forward, organic growth, I think, is the name of the game for the remainder of this year. We are looking at potential acquisitions that we have disclosed out before, and then commercialization of PowerShed is something that we're looking at as we move into 2021 as well. Ultimately, solar system ownership And then we hope to become a leading national solar provider as well, which is our long-term goal. So we're not happy being a regional provider. We want to grow. We want to grow fast as well. I'll wrap up by saying that I do hope people will contact me. My email, mclark@solaralliance.com. Shoot me a note. I am always available to talk to investors. People don't often reach out, but I would love it if they did. It would be great to talk. We can just talk about what the solar industry is doing, and also what Solar Alliance is doing and our plans. Just like to reiterate, we are at an inflection point right now in our history. The growth potential is extraordinary. Right now is absolutely the time to be exposed to the solar industry, and obviously, we believe in Solar Alliance specifically. The drivers: U.S. election, broader solar acceptance across the U.S. We have a rapidly increasing sales number and pipeline as well, and technology exposure to our patent-pending solar charging station, with a long-term goal of project ownership that will generate consistent recurring revenue. That, combined with our current growth model, is a very attractive play, we believe. I'd like to thank you for your time, and take care.